Okay, let's see what's happening in the news this
The
week.
new Galactic Legend Y-Wing will be here tomorrow at 5/21/20. Huzzah!
Wait, what? No, that was last week. That's not
The
happening
new
this week.
Galactic
What?
Legend
What?
Y-Wing will be here tomorrow at 5/21/20. Huzzah!
No, that's not. What is
The
going
new
on?
Galactic Legend Y-Wing will be here tomorrow at
Oh,
5/21/20.
is
Huzzah!
the galactic chase never gonna end?
The new Galactic Legend Y-Wing will be here tomorrow at
Ah,
5/21/20. Huzzah!
ah. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Good and Bad, the show where we go weekly through different games and give things that happened either a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on what we thought about it, and then ultimately grade this entire week. This series is about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and we are going to delve into what has happened in the last week. And there was basically nothing. So with that, I am finna do. No, I am joking. There really wasn't anything this past week, and I'm not necessarily giving that a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We have a general idea about why that is. We did have the Road Ahead post last week that kind of explained a little bit the fact that they are working on things in the background to try and get the game up to speed. And so I am going to be patient with them. And I'm not really giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but it is kind of cautious optimism at this point that they really are going to go through with what they said, which is make this game better for all the players. Now, unfortunately, there is some stuff that is going on, and I'll just kind of mention some of that for you guys, and it isn't really regarding the devs at all. There was a post on the forums from somebody from an Asian country, particularly China, that mentioned that the game got a notification basically telling them that the game was going to stop. And it was very confusing what was going to happen. It's a person, and I'll shout out the name. It's Miliborius, who posted that he was a Star Wars fan and was a SWGOH player in China, was been with the game, and then suddenly it's going to be banned from the China Apple Store. Now it was kind of confusing to people what was going on. Now there is a larger scope of things that is going on here, and it is based that we found a article on Video Gamer where it did talk about how China was going to ban online games that allowed its citizens to go ahead and interact with other countries. Now this isn't just Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes related, although being that this is a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes based news show, we are talking about it from that perspective, but it is a larger thing where the China government is looking to create kind of a authority vacuum in online games, which you can kind of read here, and you guys can check this out. You guys saw the title and all of that, where basically there's new rules coming into play that are trying to keep the Chinese population away from kind of unregulated spaces and those that interact with people outside of China, where maybe there's some voices that the country doesn't want in. Not going to comment anything on politics and how any of the countries want it. This is just simply what is happening. And of course, this is somewhat bad news for Galaxy of Heroes. And so I unfortunately have to give this a thumbs down.
This is bad.
And it's hard to blame CG for this. It's just been it's outside of their control, but losing a country like China from your profits as a business is a major hit. And so this is going to be put into question some of the growth of this game, this Chinese influence and the ability for their players to be able to play this game. And from the post, and I don't read Chinese, but from what I can tell at the top here, in the screenshot, it does look like this game is coming to a close around June 30th, 2020. Maybe something can happen in between. I'm maybe a little hopeful that something will happen, but it looks like around June 30th, 2020, this game is no longer going to be available for them. So it's going to be interesting to see what the direction of this game is. From the CG perspective, it's been a quiet week. I am okay with that. I'm going to show some patience with the fact that they're trying to update the game, show some cautious optimism. But unfortunately, this overall week is getting a thumbs down.
Dr. Finn, medicine woman, I've got a bad case of the SWGOH blues.
And that is because this is this is a greater impact than anything we have seen in this game. And I honestly don't know where to go from this point. So, and I'm leaving this on the screen instead of even going back to the good and bad. And if you guys want to see that, here we go. We got the thumbs down here officially. But the ability of this game to progress by losing a whole country, definitely a big question mark in the future of this game. So we'll continue to monitor this, see what happens. One of the few times that we allow for politics to kind of come into here, but not from any opinion standpoint, just what is happening and what we can see. And we are seeing that there is going to be an impact on not just Galaxy of Heroes, but several games across the world. So on that note, I am Infinity with Reality Skewed Gamers. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this somewhat short episode of Good and Bad, since there wasn't a whole lot of news. But I hope you did kind of appreciate the overall summary of this week so you can stay in tune with what is happening. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you leave some comments, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.